It's all right.
Oh my God, I almost died.
No.
I almost died. That was so scary. Thank you.
It's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, let me show you.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another live with Garaudy and Ronnie over here, giving us your local perspective of here in South Florida. And today we're going to, again, show another video. Love to hear your critique on it. We'll give you our critique on it and kind of go from there. We'd like to inform you, see all the opinions out there, and talk about it. So let's just jump into it and see what this video has to do.
House prices are not going to come down. I believe that when the real estate interest rates come down, when the mortgage rates come down, all hell's going to... Oh, you're not supposed to say that.
It's morning television, not on Shark Tank.
Every buyer on the sideline is going to jump into the market as long as the interest rates come down to 5 or 4%. And houses are going to go up in price all over again. I wouldn't be surprised if they go up by as much as 10 or 15% when that happens.
Oh, wow. So what advice do you have for people who want to buy a home now, first-time
You
home
have to
buyers?
adjust your horizon. You have to adjust what you're looking for. It's not an easy thing, especially when you know your neighbor has bought their house at a cheap interest rate at a lower price than you're getting. But you have to...
Yeah, you know, one thing I always tell people, and even for myself, I'm always mindful of, you know, who's speaking. And this particular woman, you know, she comes from the real estate world. She made her fortune in real estate. So when she talks, you should listen. And when she was talking about, you know, she expects to see a frenzy whenever rates do drop, possibly back to if they do drop to 4 to 5%. She does have a point, you know, that's more buying power for a lot of people. And I can tell you personally, the conversations I've had with people in 2021 to 2022, then the second half of 2023, when rates basically escalated or went up to 8%, it was a lot of people say, oh, I'm just going to wait for rates to kind of drop back down. And I was like, okay, so that's obviously always on the forefront of buyers' minds of what rates are. That really impacts what they can afford. So, you know, it'd be a great, you know, for this economy to see rates possibly drop down to 4 to 5%. But only thing I will add to her point is she does expect homes to appreciate in value. And that does happen because even though rates have drastically gone up towards the end of last year, and they're slowly dropped down to where they're at right now, in the state of Florida, as far as home values, they've gone up in the high single digits, 8 to 10%, whether single family homes, townhomes, or condos. So that's even considering how rates increased almost 8% towards the latter half of last year. So if they do drop to 4 to 5%, do the math. It's not that complicated.
And I think really, obviously, she's a reputable person here that's kind of doing the video, and she was obviously on Good Morning America News. And yeah, the question here is, do you think interest rates are going to go to the 4 or 5%? And if they do, I do agree with her that, you know, there's going to be another housing frenzy. Is that going to happen in 2024? Is it going to happen in 2025? I don't know, right? No one has that crystal ball of when rates make it down to that low. But just looking at the writing on the wall with the Feds talking about cutting the Fed's fund rate, historically speaking, mortgage interest rates will come down as well. And like I said, I think the people, like she mentioned before, I think you got expectations if you're a first-time home buyer.
Especially that.
We've had this conversation in previous videos, is that, you know, everybody wants to buy their dream home right off the bat. But what I try to tell people is just get into the real estate market. So maybe you're buying that townhome, maybe you're buying that condo or whatever that may be is, but at least you're in the market. And then now, whether it's a year, 2 years, 3 years, you can say upgrade, right? Sell that, because if housing does go up the 15%, which she thinks it may be, now you've got that equity in that home. When you sell it, it makes it easier to buy that next home that you may want, which I think a lot of first-time home buyers kind of sometimes miss. You know, I think we all been through it. You see a house, ooh, I would love to have that house, but you got to be realistic.
Exactly. You know, and then you got to have people on your team, as we always love to preach and say, that not only they're on your team, but they're local and they've been doing it for a while and they're looking out for your best interests, you know. So just listen to those that comes from your realtor, your loan officer, your insurance guy, your home inspector. All these people are part of your team. I'm gonna stop saying team. They're part of your family, because this is a big decision that you want to make. So, you know, people that's in your family, these people want the best for you. So with that being said, Ronnie, I think that's pretty much it.
Let us know your comments. Let us know what you think of the video, and what are you seeing out there in your local area as we preach. everything's localized, right? So you
Well
could be
said.
in Lexington, Kentucky, seeing something that we're seeing here and say Coral Springs, Florida. So love to hear your feedback.
Love it, love it, love it. All right, until next time, guys. Appreciate your time as always.